Now, she burst into our lives and into tears as the queen of the drudges, little Mo Slater. Millions of us cheered as she decked evil Trevor with an iron and gasped as she was sent down for the crime. All that's behind her now. She's involved with her sister's husband, Alfie, just to make things easier. And things are about to blow big style.
What was it then? Was it a friendly kiss? Mates? It was a kiss goodbye. A kiss goodbye from what, Mo? From us, from you. It's over. Oh, we're back there again. What's over, Mo? What's over? Are you going to say or what? Me and Alfie have been seeing each other.
Oh, that's tomorrow night in EastEnders. Please welcome Kacey Ainsworth.
Hello.
So, are we going to get a cat fight?
Oh, definitely. More than a cat fight, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's lots of hair pulling and wailing and mascara running.
She's quite scary, isn't she, when she gets angry?
Really scary. When we were actually filming it, there's a scene where I have to get down the corridor, and she's sitting in the kitchen, and she's like this. And I just said, I wouldn't go in there. I would not go in there with this woman like that. Yes.
It's like those horror movies, isn't it?
Spinning, you know, green bile should have been coming out. It was.
It is like horror movies, isn't it? When you think they always go back, and you think, run for God's sake.
Yes, exactly that. Don't go in there. Yeah.
How come you get all the big... I mean, you have had some really huge storylines, haven't you? What with Trevor?
Yes.
You get beaten up, going to prison,
Yeah.
trying to murder him with the iron and everything, and getting raped. I mean, everything's happened to little Mo.
I know, it has.
And now you're having an affair with your sister's husband.
Well, she wants to make her life easier, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing to do. Well, you know, it's soap. It's soap. Something always has to perpetually keep happening to these characters, and especially with a character like little Mo, you know, you always want her to you know, get better, do something better with her life and get on, and of course they always knock them back down again, you know.
Are we going to see a happy ending? Is that a silly question?
I think it's a very silly question, especially with that in the kitchen. That's definitely not going to happen.
Do you ever stop crying on there? It was nice to see you with Alfie for a while, you see, because you were happy.
This was it. I think that's why they did it. They were sort of a bit worried about my eyeballs might sort of start having some kind of blood corpuscles coming forward or something from all the crying, so they thought to themselves, that's all right, well, we'll give her some happiness for a bit.
Lull her into a false sense of security,
That was
I
it.
think.
They did,
Totally.
That's typical.
I mean, I know it was a storyline, clearly, when you had that long-running domestic violence storyline. I don't know if you heard our dilemma that we had there. You did involve yourself sort of in research for that part, didn't you? Just to take it kind of... Did it change your perception of what that was all about?
It did. It made me understand why women stay in that situation, because I always thought, you know, one strike and you're out. I always had that kind of opinion about it. But I do understand why women stay, because they are embroiled and, you know, they have all of the things that you talked about, the children and the house, and they think to themselves, well, he will change. He said he'll change. He said he's sorry. What I was thinking about with that particular letter was the only problem that I've encountered with that kind of thing is that you have to read between the lines. I mean, she says in her letter that the arguments are quite heated, so you've already got to kind of that level anyway.
Temperature there,
and also, you know, that these refuge and women's aid and places like that, they can really help you to sort out your conflicts without them getting to that level. But I do think that once they do cross that line, they generally tend to continue. That's the experience that I've had.
But on your home front at the moment, it's very happy, isn't it? Lovely little baby.
I do, yes. Yeah, gorgeous baby, yeah.
You enjoying motherhood?
I do. I really love it, which is a surprise for me. I think it's made me less uptight. I really do, because my life was all sort of, you know, compartmentalised. It was always like, and do this, and do this, and do this. And now you haven't got time to mess about and sort of like, you know, have a nice tidy house and all that, so everything in little boxes. You can't do that. You just have to have chaos everywhere, don't you? Which is fantastic, and I think it's been really good for me as a person.
And talking about we were doing our 7 degrees of separation, but you've got a very, well, not a close one, but is it true you're in the same antenatal classes as Gwyneth Paltrow?
It was, yeah, and it was really embarrassing when people say that, because you know, I mentioned it to one person and then it suddenly sort of gets out there, and we were just two mummies, you know, and daddies at an
But we all want to
antenatal
know
class.
what she looks like fat.
She didn't look fat. She didn't look fat, and her baby was absolutely gorgeous, and they were really lovely, and we were just talking, you know, just really on that level. It wasn't anything about, you know, anything about their side of the industry or mine or anything like that. It was, we were all, it was 8 of us all in the group together, so we were
But
just
you obviously
all
conferred
mummies.
on names, because she called hers Apple and you called hers Blossom.
Well, we actually were in the same. They left the room when I arrived. I arrived going, oh, and they were leaving at that point. So then we ended up in their room. So you know that could have been.
Did you ask them to keep the same sheets?
Yeah,
Could have got them signed.
No, really did want the same sheet. She was looking fabulous,
That's my
though.
job. I'm the eBay expert.
And so, but I mean, before you, I mean, I know anorexia was a long time sort of in your past, but that had an effect on your
Fertility.
ease of getting pregnant, didn't
Well,
it?
it does, yeah, your periods
Yeah.
stop. You know, you don't eat, your body can't support pregnancy, so they stop. And I always think with anorexia, you should really tell people what you're actually doing to your body. I mean, it was when I didn't have a bum at all that my sister sort of said to me, look, this is ridiculous, because once your bum is eaten, then your legs get eaten, and then it starts eating your heart, because it goes to the next biggest muscle to eat. Your body does, in order to, you know, to get some energy in order to continue. So, and also you have really hideous things. You know, you get hairy face, you get bad breath. You know, why are they not telling this to people? Say who are anorexic? Who would want to do that? You know, to yourself. And also, you just don't realise what damage it does to you, the social life. I never used to go out and eat with my friends. I always used to turn up really late and go, oh, yeah, I'll just have a coffee, you know. And actually, all I was doing was avoiding somewhere where there was food, because I was somehow frightened of it, or just didn't want to put on any weight or something like that. It was ridiculous. But now, you know, if you tell people the really horrible side effects of it, I think, you know, you'd probably look at people who are uber skinny and go, well, you know, her breath stinks and she's got every face. But you could, couldn't you? And then people might not do it.
That's anorexia sorted.
That's it. That's sorted, yeah. Anything else?
Well, no, but will you come back next Wednesday, because you've done awful well. Well, listen, we're really looking forward to this EastEnders storyline unfolded, and yes, I'm sorry I was naive to ask it as a happy ending, but, you know, hope springs eternal.
It does.
But we'll be watching anyway. Kacey Ainsworth.